the stable bipolar disorders who are doing fine. Though the other thing going on in this clinic is they used to have psychiatry. They had psychiatry, a whole behavioral health department, and before parity laws and the carve-outs refusing to contract with them, they had to disband the entire thing. And at that point, they had a whole lot of patients who no longer had psychiatric care, and they just continued with their psych meds and did the best they could. So they feel, because they had to, they feel a little more comfortable with treating serious mental illness. But then when somebody destabilizes, they're very happy to have them come see me and get some. Or when they go into renal failure, having been on lithium for 35 years. Need to do something different.
Well, thank you, Karen, for coming and sharing. I think this is really nice to have you come back and after going into the real world for a few years and coming back to the Ivory Tower to share what it's really like out there.
Ivory Tower.
Ivory Basin,
Yeah.
sorry.
With chicken.
So, really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Any last minute questions from me?
Words of wisdom.
Any last words?
Keep the faith. Keep the faith.
I have a question, a quick question. And this might have been perhaps better asked before January 24th, when the prospects for healthcare reform kind of
Went downhill.
Yeah, right. And I don't know if in conversations with your own peers, in Woodland or APA, or if you guys have discussed if any kind of healthcare reform were to pass, what would do for your training to take care of assuming that more folks would be covered and more need for primary care.
Are you asking about the workforce issues?
Yeah, workforce issues and in relationship to your identity with a combined program.
Workforce issues are huge. I'm also involved with the Health and Family Physicians, and they came up with this little soundbite a couple years ago that coverage does not equal access. And it's really taken hold in the legislature. Of course, now the legislature doesn't care about anything except trying to find another billion here or there. I have no idea how it will affect this little pattern of practice that I've developed. I think it's possible that healthcare reform could explode it and make it impossible to do, which I think would be sad. But I feel, and those that I'm closest to in my group and the primary care side, feel that some kind of healthcare reform is an absolute necessity. And everybody hopes that whatever happens will be more good than bad. When I got out there, I felt really competent in psychiatry and really incompetent in family medicine. I felt like, I feel like I've learned more in the last 2 years than I learned in my entire residency, honestly. And that's partly true in psychiatry, but not really, because the Psychiatry Foundation was, I think, very, very solid. And there's been only a couple occasions where I really kind of felt a little bit out there on the edge, where I couldn't look up research and feel pretty confident. Primary care, if I didn't have the colleagues around me, it would suck.
It's interesting you say that because I think I had that same experience. Well, and I think it's the function of that. I think number one, I think it's just the breadth of primary care, and I think that they're coming from a program where you do have all these specialists you can rely on all these people when you graduate and reach sort of realize that out there people do a lot more things on their own, that you sort of have to now learn those things that maybe previously you can just make that easy for somebody along the way. But it's interesting what you said, because I think I had the same experience and found myself actually reading a lot more after I graduated than I did during residency. So, interesting.
The learning continues.
And that it does.
And there's so much to learn in family medicine though too. I can't understand how you guys do it. I mean, baby thing and, I take care of kids. And you still do that too, don't you? Do
You know, I don't see very many kids,
You
and when
don't?
I do a well child check, I go, oh, no. Though most, just because I don't do it very often.
Plus
Though
adults.
most of them are teens, and so that's a little easier to deal with.
Okay.
There was one other surprise. I'm sorry, it's escaped.
Well, where did you get your combined?
Oh, the ashen gray guy.
Really made an impression.
Well, it just happened
Oh, that.
last week, and I saw him again 2 days ago. I think it's in the medically complicated psychiatric patients. It's in that, and it's in the really refreshing feeling after 4 hours of demanding psychiatric patients to walk into a room with some lady who's actually psychiatrically well, functionally good. I can kind of let go of that and say, hi, how you doing, and joke, and be a little more myself. And I'm sure that there are faculty who might disagree with my demeanor at times, but I do sometimes see that gets a little sloppy, so I wonder if I've horribly harmed some of my psych patients by being a little bit afraid. I remember what it was, as far as everything you need to know in primary care. One of the things I've developed, when I first came, I figured I had to do what walked in the door. Now I have a little better feeling of my own sense of what do I want to treat. So you can have choices in primary care. You can say, yeah, I'm really interested in this. I want to find out about this. We'll start here, and then I'm going to go look this up. I'm going to figure out how am I going to manage this. Or you can say, I don't want to do this. And I refer. And I've decided that that's okay. I don't have to be able to do everything. And that was a little hard because we in the room are kind of a we gotta do everything sort of people, right? I mean, heck, we couldn't make up our minds what we were going to do in residency. So letting go of that and admitting that, no, I don't really want to go into this headache in great detail with this 32-year-old. It's kind of complicated, it's not totally straightforward. I'm just going to have them go see a neurologist. We have 2 neurologists, they have one on their templates. Headaches are boring. I'm not going to do it. Or, guy with these painful, swollen ankles. I don't know what's going on. So rather than, getting rid of it, it's like, go down, talk to the rheumatologist. What's going on here? The rheumatologist comes, looks at him with me, we decide on a plan together, and I can get involved and learn about it. I still referred to her because this was he had an RF of like 3 digits, 300, or I don't know, something really high. So I ended up referring, but I was involved. The headache, going to neurology, I really don't know about it.
Karen, thanks a lot for coming in.
Sure.
I learned a lot. I appreciate you coming in. Always good to see you. And you're welcome here anytime. We have a MedPsych case conference the first Thursday. It might be a little bit of a drive for you, but you're always welcome to go. And Jay and I will let you know as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
Same time.
it's fun.